For those of you who are joining us for the first time, welcome. And we hope that whoever invited you told you that you're going to be inspired and moved this morning. For those of you who have joined us before, some of you many times, welcome back. And you are going to see that we've done things a little differently this year than in years past. Yes, this is our major fundraiser, so we're going to ask for money. However, rather than hearing prepared speeches from youth and mentors, we're going to have a panel-style discussion that's hosted by a moderator. But before we get to that, I am very excited to announce that we have a very special guest with us this morning. So please, join me in welcoming City of Phoenix Mayor Carey Gallego.
Thank you, John. Thank you for always being there for our community, no matter what is going on. And thank you to the New Pathways team. This is one of my favorite events because it's so inspiring and it gives you so much hope for the future. I am Phoenix Mayor Carey Gallego, but before running for mayor, I got to be the councilwoman for District 8, which includes Garfield, where New Pathways really launched several decades ago. It's an organization that has made such a difference for our city and helped us be a better city. One of the harder parts of my job is seeing sometimes adults do things to kids that are heartbreaking, and we have to do better for our young people. And New Pathways is one of the organizations that comes in and delivers for kids who have had to go through unspeakable challenges, or kids who just need a leg up to be able to compete on a level playing field. First as councilwoman and then as mayor, I have seen New Pathways not just change the lives of young people, but their entire families. Our young people see opportunities that they didn't see before. We hear about not just kids going on to great educational opportunities, but their parents seeing new possibilities and going back to school, making more money. So it's truly a multi-generational impact. It has been wonderful to see New Pathways serve more than 300 kids this year, but now generations of families in our community. We've learned at the city that when you sit down with New Pathways, we really get also great feedback. We've put significant investment in the neighborhood of Garfield, where New Pathways really began its growth, and some of the best feedback we got was the students who are part of the New Pathways program who were thinking big about what the city could be doing and how their neighborhoods could change. So it's been incredibly inspiring. It's also been wonderful to work with New Pathways as the physical plant has really more than doubled. And I have to say, the board of New Pathways has often included some of the biggest minds in construction, so there's nothing like a growth in a great building with some of the best minds on the nonprofit board, and it's just been fabulous to see the new campus and the impact that we know New Pathway will have for generations to come. So Dr. Johnson, to the entire board, on behalf of the City of Phoenix, we want to say thank you for making us a better community. Enjoy an inspiring breakfast.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome today's MC, Emmy Award-winning host and co-founder of the Center for Positive Media, Carey Pena.
Good morning, everyone. I just wanted to say, first off, it's such a pleasure to be here with you. I have been a supporter of New Pathways. Oh, hi, Nate. I have been a supporter of New Pathways for a decade now. And I kid you not, I woke up this morning at 4 a.m. And it's because I had these stories of the kids that I've met and reported on over the years running through my mind, and how important a breakfast and a moment like this is. One of the young men that you will meet today, Marcelino, came to my studio in Midtown, and I had some time to spend with him. And when I do a story like the one you're going to see today, it sits with me, it sits in my heart. Because when these kids share their stories of what they've gone through, it's traumatic. But what we're here to talk about today is the transformation, and not necessarily dwell on where they've been, but we're looking at where they are going. And that is what inspires me so much. And I just want to say bravo to the CEO of New Pathways for Youth, Karen, who is just an incredible leader. And just a round of applause, just real quick off the top for her. So we are going to do something fun here off the top, and I want to have all of you give a huge round of applause as we welcome out the mentors and the mentees one at a time. Now keep in mind, some are a little nervous, so we're going to show them a lot of love and make sure that everyone feels comfortable up here on stage. First up, we want to welcome Frankie and Bill to the stage. And then we want to say hello to Angelina and Cherry. Next up, Ray and Ellie will be coming out here to join us. And finally, the mentor and mentee I was just talking about, who spent some time with me at my studio, Farah and Marcelino, coming out here right now. So, Lino, you know, I don't want to embarrass you, but I'm going to for a second. He's like, oh no, not this lady again. She's very enthusiastic. But when he came to my studio the day he was there, he was having a little bit of a rough day. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. But he came and gave me permission to say this. And, you know, I like fashion and hair styles and things like this. And Lino came in and he was having one of those hair days. The hair was in his face, and I was like, oh no, no, no. What are we gonna do? And he goes, well, I could put it up in a double bun. And I go, well, I just happen to have a whole drawer full of hair accessories. And I like that you wore that hairstyle again today. You look awesome. And you guys are all gonna do an amazing job here. So one of the things we're trying to illustrate with this quick little game here is just, you know, how well they all get to know each other. So we just have 3 questions that we're going to put to the mentors and mentees. And I don't want to block your light. Let's move you over. You have to have good lighting. Yes. All right. There we go. So we're going to put the question, and then everyone's going to put up their signs to see if they knew the answer to this. So the first one is, what is your mentee's favorite snack? Oh, you nailed it. Chips. Frozen grapes. Oh, but you said you're very healthy. Frozen grapes or cucumbers with lime. Skittles or boba tea. And pizza rolls, fruit. But what happened there, guys? There's a very big difference between pizza rolls and fruit. Farah, what, is he trying to impress you when he's with you? He's like, I'll have some fruit and later some pizza rolls. The next question is, now I have to hear this one. Is your mentor a good driver? Yes, the best. Okay, now can we just look here? Yes, but drives very slow. Are you old man driving? Yes, a little bit of that. Define good. Okay, what do we mean by this?
You might have a detour or two driving a Cherry.
You don't have the, internal GPS?
No.
Do you think you're a good driver?
I am a safe driver. You're a safe driver. Shortest route, sadly, no.
Oh, I like this answer. I'm still here. Okay, that's good. Yeah, proof positive that you're doing a good job. Look at this. Excellent and no comment. Marcelino has your back. Why do you say excellent?
And she knows all the shortcuts, so we gonna get there on time.
Yeah, you got the Phoenician blood. I see ya. I see you over there. All right, last question here. I love this question. What is your mentee's biggest strength? Fast learner. Okay, I like that. Okay, let's talk about this. Honesty. I love that answer.
Yeah, Frankie, we have some pretty in-depth discussions, and there's never a hold back, and he's always true to his word and following through, and that means a lot. As a mentor, when you start the program, you're wondering, are you going to be able to connect? With Frankie, that has not been a problem, and it's been pure honesty, so I respect that.
That is a really amazing quality that will carry you through wonderfully in your life.
How does anyone feel when he says honesty? Because it's hard sometimes to be honest about difficult things that have happened.
Yeah, honesty is a big play between both of us, and I really liked how we both honest each other. And it's been great so far. And yes, honesty is really hard to come across. And thankfully, we, always honest with each other, no matter what.
That's beautiful. I love that. I love that so much. Openness, determination. So let's talk about the determination. That's another beautiful quality.
Yeah, Angelina is one of the most determined people I know. If she's going to do something, it gets done.
How is that determination helping you focus on what your future can be?
It's just making me want to do better and realize that there's so much more out there than what I grew up with.
So let me touch on that. I don't want to block you from the crowd. Come here for just 1 second. And guys, I'm moving down the line here, so hold on for me. Because I see you here when I mentioned determination. Why is that emotional for you?
I guess I never really saw myself that way for a really long time. I definitely see myself as that now, but growing up I didn't really think I'd be anything. I didn't even think I'd be alive, but here we are, so.
Okay, gonna make me cry right here. Gonna make me cry. Where do you want that determination to take you now that you see that you are here, you're standing here proud in front of a room full of amazing 300 so people? How proud are you of that?
I'm very proud, and I just want to be happy.
I love you. I love you. I love that. Thank you guys so very much. This is the first time, this is why you guys don't show me these beforehand, because then I become an emotional wreck. Everyone knows that I can't hold it together. That was not the best quality on the news, by the way. But, okay, caring for others, creativity, compassion, humor. Let's start there.
Yeah, so mine's on, but I clearly could not come up with just one. I had to list a bunch of qualities because I don't, Ray has so many wonderful qualities and I feel so lucky to know them. But I do think compassion, Ray is somebody who's always thinking about others, whether it's family, friends, me, always looking out for other people, and that's really, it's really good to have someone in your life that's like that.
So let's talk about that as you've been getting to know them. And Ray, why don't you come up here? And thank you so much for your willingness to participate here. What was your answer about yourself?
It was caring for others.
And how has that quality helped you as you develop yourself as a human being?
It has helped me to be more empathetic and give people a comfortable space, and that makes me very comfortable with them. So, it's a lot.
You're okay. You're okay. You're doing good. It's doing great. They're doing great, right? They are doing great. So keep going. Keep going. These folks showed up here to listen to you and what you have to say and how far you've come. Keep going.
Well, if I create a positive environment, then I will be as positive as that environment. So it makes me happy seeing other people happy.
Creating a positive environment to help us dictate our own future is something all of us, all the adults in this room, can learn from. So you're very wise. What does it mean when you see those words written by your mentor?
It makes me very flustered, like embarrassed, but it's nice to know that people think of me that way.
They should, because you are wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, did you plan this out? Wait, so you don't know that the taco pizza roll thing, that the resilience thing we got? Okay, so let's talk about this, because this is one of my favorite words, resilience.
Well, you guys are going to see in the video that Marcelino has been incredibly resilient throughout his life. that he's risen above the challenges that happened before we ever met. And since we've met, there have been plenty of other challenges that have come his way, and I expect that there's going to be more to come. But what I've seen in this young man is this amazing sense of resilience to always feel his feelings, we talk about those things, and then he moves on. And throughout all these years that we've been matched, I've seen him really evolve and get better at resilience every single time. So that's what I see in Marcelino.
Well, you are such a good mentor. All right, you're not escaping me that fast. Come on. So resilience, let's set this down so everyone can see you. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. Resilience. One of the things we talked about is that we don't want to always dwell on all the hard things that have happened in life. We have to kind of try to understand them, come to grips, and you've gone through more than a young person should in 3 lifetimes. What does the word resilience mean to you?
It means when life throws you curveballs, when you get hit by them, you don't sit down and dwell on it. You don't dwell on it for too long, because if you do, it's just gonna bring you down and take you away from reaching your main goal in life. So it's okay to feel whatever you need to feel, because that's part of being human. But you gotta get back up eventually, because there's people that look up to you, and I got a bunch of little cousins and siblings that look up to me. So if I stay down, it's just not a good look. I gotta keep going for them.
Thank you. And we're going to play a video in just a minute here. I just have one more question for the group. So in your relationship here, for you, Frankie, when you entered New Pathways for Youth, you said to me before the event, you came in as a shy person. A lot of times, you're nervous. What's going to be? I got a slow driver on my hand over here. I don't know what this guy's got going. What was the biggest challenge for you, an obstacle in opening up to your mentor?
Wow, it was hard. It took a lot. First, of course, I was really shy. I wasn't very out there talking a lot. It was more just sitting down, just quiet, just looking at everybody. What really made me to come out more was the more I got involved in New Pathways, the more I started to talk more, engage more, and just really participating when I was younger. There's a few things New Pathways taught me. There was being comfortable, and it was really, at first it was awkward, because when I'm uncomfortable, I just tend to walk away or shy away. But now it's more, I embrace it and be in the moment. And a lot of stuff in my life I put out there from Pathways. So being uncomfortable, I'll go out there in life and trying to be in an uncomfortable situation and try to be successful.
Is this an uncomfortable situation for you?
Yeah.
So just quickly build a follow-up on that, and I'm so sorry to put my back towards you. I'm trying to squeeze so everyone can see you.
So just quickly to follow up on that, I'm so sorry to put my back towards you. I'm trying to squeeze so everyone can see you. You're teaching, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Why was that an important lesson?
Well, I think there's a lot of learnings you get through New Pathways, and unless you're putting yourself out there and really, not trying to hide from the moment, but actually, trying new things out that you didn't have the confidence before to do, you don't really know what you can do unless you try it. And to see Frankie over the years go from, just simple things about being nervous to interview for a job and working with him on, doing a mock interview, and just coming back from his first interview and how excited he was that he did well. Now he's gone through his second, third job, and he's going up and getting promotions. Just he sees the value of, you know, getting yourself out there, and, you know, it's okay to be nervous. There's good things that come from nerves. And just in closure, I have to point out here, Frankie calls me out way too often and running yellow lights, so he's being really too nice here about that driving. So I don't want to come across as that also safe driver. I'm sorry, I just have to be honest.
I love it. Full disclosure. Full disclosure. How has New Pathways for Youth changed your life? We talked about this a little bit, but just speaking to so many people in this room who support you having a good life, how have they changed things for you?
It's changed my life in so many ways. It's changed my family alone, and it began with me. New Pathways and Carey have been with me for 7 years, have taught me so many life skills and how to cope with things. As simple as like even filling out a job application, Carey sat there with me. So they've been there through all my milestones, and it's changed my life and my family's.
We're so proud of you. And Carey, one of the things I love about New Pathways is the fact that you all stick with the youth in thick and thin, because every day is not a good day for any of us.
No.
They have a lot of bad days, and their bad days are worse than all mine put together. So we have a lot of distinctions. Frankie mentioned comfortable being uncomfortable. There are many others
that just help you have something to use in your toolbox when things happen.
How proud are you of this young woman right here?
If I tell you that, I'm going to cry. So,
well, you can join me in that.
I'm extremely proud of Angie every single day.
What makes you emotional when I ask you that?
Just watching her grow over those 7 years, and knowing the struggles that she's been through and the hard work that she and all of the youth do to understand themselves better, learn how to handle the things that life has thrown at them, and move forward. Like Marcelino said, to be able to take what comes, make something positive, take a positive from it, and move forward. And they are role models for their family, for the other youth coming up in the program, and for the community, the whole community.
And you're a role model too. Thank you so much. Now let's see, I'm trying not to block anyone, and now I'm really sorry that I did all those squats yesterday because my legs are really killing me. So I want to talk to you about the biggest obstacle that you feel you've faced so far.
I feel for me the biggest obstacle being my mental health and all its blockages that it has made for me to change and grow as a person.
Okay, now this is really important, so stand up here with me for a second because I don't want to block these nice folks on the side. So your obstacle, the challenge, has been mental health. Are you okay to just talk real briefly a little bit more about that and what that means when you say that?
When I'm talking about my mental health, it's mainly about my depression, anxiety, and inability to
process my feelings properly.
And how has New Pathways for Youth helped you?
It has helped me to be vulnerable, especially with the retreats and
crying in front of everyone. I might cry now. So it's taught me to accept that I'm feeling those feelings, and helps me know that it's okay.
So depression and anxiety is a real hard thing, and a lot of people have that feeling in their life that's ongoing. Are you starting, though, to see that your future is very bright?
Yes, I am, because I wouldn't be here and be on this stage and be with my sisters as much.
Thank you so much for your honesty and your courage in telling that story. And just one final question here, Ellie, and then we're going to play your video, okay? That's a hard thing to stand up and say that I've struggled with mental health that I've had depression, I've had anxiety, but I am getting through this. They are very brave.
Yes, and I am so proud. And I think one of the things that has been so exciting for me to see is Ray's growth within New Pathways. And one of the special things about New Pathways is it creates a community and a safe space for everyone to be themselves and to be vulnerable. And so Ray has really grown even within the program to being a leader in the program, helping with retreats. And so going from, being really terrified to share and be vulnerable to now showing others that it's okay has been amazing.
Can we get a big round of applause for all these folks? And we appreciate all of you sharing your story. That is not easy. And now we are going to ask you to kindly turn your attentions to the screens here. As I mentioned here, Farah and Marcelino came down to my studio. We spent an afternoon together, and we talked a little bit more about New Pathways for Youth and your story specifically, and a moment that stands out in your mind that has to do with Ninja Turtle pajamas. So we'll go ahead and play that video right now.
I'm Marcelino, and I'm a mentee for New Pathways for Youth.
And I'm Farah. I am a mentor at New Pathways for Youth.
I remember my first time seeing Farah at my house. It felt weird, like I don't know, I was like, who is this stranger? Who is this older lady? I don't even know her. What's she doing in my house? There was like so much going on in my life at the time. It was pretty scary at times. Being homeless made everything harder. It made school harder. Like I couldn't make any friends. Like I couldn't build up on connections because I felt like there was no point. I was constantly moving schools, moving places. I felt alone because nobody else in my class was talking about these kinds of problems. And I felt like that made me feel like I was the only one that was going through.
In addition to wanting to keep family things private, he also was real adamant about keeping his feelings private. And I remember we had this one drive, it was snowing in Flagstaff. So we decided that we're going to take that drive, and so we went up to Flagstaff. You were wearing your Ninja Turtle pants as usual, and that was just a great time for us to have conversation. And that was the first time that Marcelino told me his story from beginning to present.
Part of what is very powerful about our particular program is that we help young people realize that all of us have things in our past. We do exercises during our launch meeting to show them that we've all had struggles, we've all had challenges, and we're all in this work together, helping to find healing and to find opportunity. So that element of trust and knowing that they're always going to have someone who's standing beside them, no matter what life puts in their path. I'm Dr. Karen Johnson, President and CEO of New Pathways for Youth. Farah and Lino are an example of one of our matches. They've been together for a long time, and they really have built a strong, trusting relationship. They're not friends. She's not his parent. She's his mentor, and that's a very special thing at New Pathways, and they're a great example of what we hope all of our mentoring relationships can grow into.
I'm so proud of everything that he's accomplished. He's just an amazing human being, one of my favorites.
That's touching because you haven't heard that a lot in your life, huh?
No, I don't know, it's crazy because it's like in my household, we don't have this kind of mindset New Pathways has. It's like my own family's not even supporting me, and they're not telling me these things, and it's like when your own family's not telling you that, it's like, why even try? And I don't know, I've been feeling like that for the longest growing up, but ever since I got into New Pathways for Youth and I met my mentor, my amazing mentor, my whole mindset has changed. I don't hang around the same people. It really has changed because I wouldn't talk about my personal feelings. I wouldn't even think about thinking about talking about it in front of a camera, like about my feelings. But New Pathways teach me like a bunch of amazing, helpful like tools and like just tools that I can use that'll help me through the day.
Marcelino will be the chain breaker for his family.
To be honest, like it leaves me like speechless because I don't really like hear that from my dad or my mom. My mom's out the picture, and my dad, we don't really have like conversations like that very often. And it just makes me, it motivates me because I know that I have someone on my side that's gonna root for me no matter like wrong or right. And no matter how many times I mess up, like I know that she's gonna be on my side.
So before we bring up Robin and Ron, I just wanted to ask you 2 quick questions here. And I got permission from Karen to say this, that the day that you all came to the studio, you were having a rough day. Are you crying? Okay, no, you're not going to do this to me. You're not going to do this to me. Is that the first time you saw the video?
Yeah.
And?
I really like it.
I'm going to adopt you. When it came to the studio, and we're not going to give any of your personal business, but you were having a bad day. You were having a rough day. And I thought it was hilarious because I was witnessing this back and forth between the New Pathways for Youth team and Farah, who was on the cell, like, I'm going to all his regular parking spaces. One of them is Sprouts. He goes and he parks there when he wants to decompress. She was chasing him down.
Yeah, I couldn't find him. We were supposed to leave, and I had to send a message to Karen and Mary Kate and say, I'm not sure where he is. And so I texted, I called, I left to go drive around and see if I could find him at Sprouts. And then finally I sent him a text and I said, I cannot believe that I'm driving around looking for you. And he immediately texted me back and said, pick me up at school. And so I did.
So the reason I wanted to tell that, just super brief, is because to me that is indicative of the work of New Pathways for Youth. That we have bad days, and you were a little bit of a stalker. You weren't going to let it go. We weren't going to let it go. We were going to find you no matter what it took. But by the time you left the studio that day, you stopped and you said to me, I didn't want to come. I didn't know what to expect. And you said, I'm happy that I did. So can you just tell them, when you see this video and you see your story and standing here right now, why are you happy to be here talking about your life today?
It makes me feel blessed to be here because
You're good. You have a chance to do some really good things. You're going to Camelback Montessori, and you have some really big plans for your future. And how does that feel?
She's been here with me through some like the hardest times of my life. And I know she's gonna stick with me, like no matter what. And she's been here with me through some like the hardest times of my life. I don't see her going, and that makes me happy.
Farah, can we get a big round of applause for these two right here? Thank you so much. And now we're going to welcome to the stage, and I'll exit with you two, but Robin and Ron Hilgert are coming up to the stage. And just one more round of applause for Marcelino and all the amazing things that he's going to be doing here in his life.
Robin and I have been supporters of New Pathways for Youth for approximately 10 years. Robin serves on the board of directors, and I serve on the advisory board.
And I have been a mentor for 9 years now to Brianna. And as you've heard from the youth on the stage and the members on the stage this morning, we've had a lot of fun. And we've had some big wins that have filled my heart with pride. Brianna, I am watching grow into a young adult, building her confidence and her courage as she works to achieve her goals. But there's been hurdles along the way. And it's those hurdles that have shown me why the work that we do here at New Pathways is so vital. The New Pathways community has changed Brianna's life, and it's changed mine as well. Brianna could not be here with us today because she is working her full-time job supporting herself while taking college classes. Pride moment. Yes. If you've been inspired by anything that you've heard today, these stories of the youth, I ask you to please try to give a gift of financial support to this organization.
I have seen firsthand recently the difference that New Pathways for Life has made in Brianna's life. Yet, as an engineer, I can't help myself but to look for some statistics to help prove up what I already know in my heart. So let me use a few statistics regarding high school graduation rates that I believe demonstrates the impact of New Pathways for Youth. Across the state of Arizona, 76% of youth will graduate from high school. That graduation rate drops to 55% for those youth with life adversities similar to the adversities experienced by the youth at New Pathways. The graduation rate at New Pathways, 95%. 95% of New Pathway for Youth will graduate from high school as compared to 55% otherwise. New Pathways for Youth definitely helps break the cycle of generational poverty and adversity that their youth experience. But how about all of us and our checkbooks? Well, consider this. According to a study by the Arizona Mayor's Education Roundtable, high school dropouts will cost the state of Arizona $7.6 billion over their lifetimes. That includes lost income, as well as healthcare costs, crime-related costs, and welfare costs, costs we all pay for. Your gift to New Pathways for Youth will provide young people with the support, skills, and stability they need to succeed. And it clearly makes good economic sense to do so. You can make our entire community stronger by joining Robin and I with a financial contribution today. Now, please join me in welcoming New Pathways for Youth President and CEO, Dr. Karen Johnson.
Good morning. Thank you, Ron and Robin. So as promised, this is the moment in the program where we invite you to make a donation. Our matches up here showed you how our work helps to change lives. The Hildegard shared with us why your gift is so important. We also have an amazing group of matching donors who are going to match up to $160,000 here in the room tonight. If we're able to meet that match, it will meet our goal for this event so that we can continue to serve even more youth in our community. Kids like Lino and Frankie and Ray and Angelina, to help them give another start on life. So we've tried to make this as easy as possible. We've slapped a QR code on anything we could print on, so there's lots of QR codes. We've got forms at your table. There will be people out in the lobby as you're leaving if you'd have any questions you'd like to ask. We have great momentum going here at New Pathways, and your donations today are critical to help us continue to deepen and broaden our impact in the community. So while you're filling out some forms, I have one more story to share with you. You might remember at last year's breakfast, I was tossing perfect spiral footballs up here with my mentee, Xavier. This year we've taken up a new sport. I think we have a picture, but I like to call it non-contact basketball. So this past weekend, Xavier and I were at New Pathways at a program, and the topic was redefining success. So we were talking about all the ways that our society defines success. Now, when I first met Xavier a year and a half ago when we were first matched, I asked him, what are your goals in life? And he said, I want to be really rich, I want to drive a really expensive car, and I want to live in a really big house. Which of us doesn't want that? But as we talked more at workshop, we explored the fact that sometimes when you get what you think you want, it really doesn't bring the happiness that you're expecting. There's all those goals that teenagers have: get a driver's license, get your first job, graduate from high school. But sometimes your goals are on the inside. Some of the things that are important for your success aren't reflected in stuff or in things. So how do you define for yourself what really brings you joy and what really gives your life purpose? Joy and purpose are really important to us at New Pathways. So last week, and I said to Xavier, how will you know if you've been successful in life? And he paused and he thought about it and he said, Karen, I want to have a job that I really like doing. And then I want to make enough money to take care of myself and my family. And then I want to have just a little bit more so I can help somebody else. He wanted just a little bit more so he could help someone else. This kid who has not had a lot in his life wants a little bit more to help somebody else. So here's the thing about generosity. It has no correlation to what's in your bank account. Wanting to help someone else out has nothing to do with what's in your wallet. Wanting to help someone else has to do with what's in your heart. All of us in the room today have the capacity to be generous. Just like every one of our youth know the joy of being generous. It's reflected to them in their mentors. It's reflected to them in our amazing staff. And it's reflected to them when they see this big room full of people who want to support them. Your donations today, or as Xavier would say, just a little bit more, from your hearts, will help us transform lives. So thank you. I'd like to end this morning on another favorite practice at New Pathways for Youth, and that's gratitude. We all know that gratitude is the emotion that opens up even more possibilities for our lives. So I want to thank all the youth and mentors who are here on the stage this morning sharing their stories. I want to thank Carey Pena for making those stories come to life and for her support. I'd like to thank all of the mentors in the room with us this morning. And if you're a New Pathways mentor, please raise your hand, stand up. And for the rest of you, if you have ever been thinking about becoming a mentor, go find one of those people and let them talk you into it. I want to thank my amazing staff who made this breakfast happen this morning and who make the magic happen every single day. Thank you guys. All 30 of them are here with us today. And finally, I want to thank each and every one of you. Thank you for caring about young people. Thank you for caring about our community. And thank you for joining us this morning for some eggs, bacon, and transformation. Have an amazing day. Thank you.